see you gather before me. Hungry, terrified, clutching your babes to your breast. Emperor Emir has marched his legions into our lands, laid siege to every fortress from here to the Blue Mountains. Rabid and ravenous, he bites and bites away. Men of the North, you stand at the precipice. Your kings have failed you, so now you turn to the gods. And yet you do not plead. You do not kneel to dust your heads with ash. Instead you wail, why have the gods forsaken us? We must look into the trials we failed long ago. In a time past, our world intertwined with another through an upheaval scholars call the conjunction of the spheres. The gods allowed unholy forces to slip into our domain. The offspring of that cataclysm was the nefarious force called magic. Yet we did not banish it, instead studying the vile arcane for our own power and wealth. And the monsters at our door, the unholy relics of this conjunction, the
While searching for the witch Ciri had quarreled with, Geralt ran into an old friend, Kira Metz. The sorceress told the Witcher about a masked mage. Ciri had seemed to have taken shelter in his hideout. The Witcher set off to find it, with Kira in tow.
He awaits us.
You're...
Stop.
I wonder how long you last. Hand!
Get it. All kinds of get it, baby.
Smoking real quick, my guy, so. Are you in a party? one I got I think's a little better, but I mean, they're just fucking.
I just seen it said something about it says PlayStation 4 players can get a free game. So apparently that was game of the year.
Alright, I'll make one.
Alright. Apparently it was game of the year. I feel like
Oh, Sekiro was? They said Sekiro was game of the year?
If you look, it says PlayStation 4 players can get a free gift to celebrate 2019's game of the year.
I mean, I guess it could be considered game of the year. One of them.
I feel like I'm a burst. Like, is he even online?
I don't know. I'm gonna see. If not, I'll just tell him to join. Yeah, I don't see him. Yeah, if you want, just join the party. I got it open.
Ow.
Okay.
Not much. I had to walk up the store real quick, and Kayla was just having a hard time burping and shit. I know how it is, so I walked up there real quick, got that, fucking took care of, because it's like, the little, gas station we go to, a 2 liter of Coke is they either charge $2.10, like $2.10, or $1.99 out the door, so it'd be $2. But lately, they've been like back and forth. Like the main guy that works there normally charges me $2 out the door. But I had $1.60 in bottles and then 40 cents in change, and I'm like, you know, I did the bottles and I handed him the slip. I'm like, how much are the 2 liters of Coke? He looked at me funny. I'm like, all right, let me rephrase. I'm like, how much are you gonna charge me? I said, because every other fucking time I come up here, 1 minute you're charging me $2, the next minute you're charging me $2.10. He's like, how much do you have? I said, look, I just gave you $1.60 bottle slip. I have 40 cents. Are you gonna charge me 10-cent deposit or not? Like, he's like, just go get the 2 liter. Like, all right, that's what I thought. Like, God, dude, little fucking prick. Can't stand that guy. Nah, it's just because they just, dude. What it is the store's own, or the gas station's owned by one guy that never worked. He owns the gas station. He just don't work there. And he's got a bunch of people that work there, but the thing is, half of them are new, and it seems like half of them just charge whatever they want. You know what I'm saying? Either it's $2 or it's $2.10, depending on who you fucking go in front of. Because I threatened the guy that waited on me today. I threatened to kick his ass a month ago. He fucking overcharged. Like, I got a bag of tobacco, a thing of tubes, and then a pop, and he overcharged me like 20 cents. And then tried to, like, cause I'm like, how in the fuck do I owe you 20 cents? He's like, he cut out, he was like, you go to fucking school or something, are you fucking retarded? And he's like trying to add it up. I'm like, wait a minute. I'm like, excuse me? I'm like, what'd you just say? He was like, I said, did you go to school or are you retarded or something? I said, why don't you come out from behind that fucking little fucking glass you're talking through and say that shit? like fucking talking all tough, guy. Like, you're on the wrong side of town. You better chill the fuck out. Like, I get what you're saying, like, but obviously you're taxing differently than, because he's a real young guy. He's probably like 18, and he's only been up there like a month. Like, I ended up bringing it up to the owner. I'm like, you know, I told him, like, or not the owner, but the guy that usually works there. I brought it up to him. He's like, oh, he must have rung you up wrong. I'm like, well, you need to have a talk with him. I'm like, dude, he keeps talking like that. I said, you know, I was like, I was in a bad mood that day. I said, I said, my bad. I said, I don't know if you saw, you know, because I know he watches the camera and shit. I'm like, you know, I said, normally, I know you know I don't act like that. I said, but you better have a talk with his young ass. I said, I can tell he ain't from around here. And he's like, yeah. I'm like, yeah, he's going to get his ass beat. What, now he wants some? Hold on! Got his ass beat again. God damn it. Liam, dude, it's... Kayla made him some spaghetti, you know, some basically goulash, but made him some spaghetti. They ate, got full. Liam's like, I'm full. Kayla went to go take care of it, because this is like 20 minutes ago they'd been done. Kayla went to take it into the kitchen to put it in the fridge, and they're like, oh, well, no, I want it. Or Junior's like, well, I'll eat it. So Kayla's like, fine, I'll just make some more if Liam wants some. As soon as Kayla set the bowl down, Liam started freaking the fuck out. Like, I want more. And then threw himself down. Like, no, okay. You want to fucking throw a temper tantrum about it instead of just being like, hey, Mom, will you split the bowl with us? Because it was technically both our bowls put together. So he got his ass beat for it. That goes for you. You throw yourself down, start kicking and screaming, I'm gonna whoop your ass. I'm done with that shit. Use your words. Throwing yourself down on the ground and kicking around, flailing and screaming is not going to get you nothing but a sore ass. Because I'm going to whoop you. See, you're lucky it's not like it was when I was little, because see, I whoop your ass here. Your grandma wasn't afraid to whoop my ass in public. She didn't give a shit. Neither was your great-grandma. The way you guys act now, out in public, I'd have got my pants yanked down in front of people and got my ass beat. Talk about embarrassing. I heard horror stories about my grandma. Like, dude, I'm not playing. My grandma used to fuck my uncles and them up. Yeah. Like, my Uncle Dennis one time come home drunk, and my grandma caught him. And my grandma, like, started to scold him and got on him, and he fucking started laughing. He was so hammered, he just started laughing. She took a bullwhip to his ass. Like a real bullwhip. Like a bullwhip with the metal spurs at the end. Yeah. Beat his ass with that bitch. My grandma drank whiskey, bro, and smoked cigars with the dudes. Like, my grandma was a hardcore chick in her day. I got the revised version. She never spanked me, not once. My grandpa did. And then cried about it. My grandpa spanked me. My grandpa spanked me one time. For some dumbass shit, too. Like, you remember... It made him cry. You remember the old pole lights? You know, like the little snap necklaces that they got the little, like, clasp that's... It's basically just a little ball that snaps into the other side of the necklace. Okay, well, you remember the old pole lights that they got the chains that are made out of those? Like, it's, you know, it was a light fixture with a bulb in it that had a pull. Or, not a pull, it was like a little chain that you pulled, and it turned the light on. My grandma and them had one of them in their bathroom by my grandma's room. Well, we had a metal tub, and we had a porcelain sink with a metal inlaid, metal ring around it, right? I just got out the tub. My foot's touching the metal tub. My wet-ass body is stretched across. I got my knee up on the porcelain fucking sink, touching the metal ring, and I pulled the pull light. What do you think happened? I got shocked. It shocked the fuck out of me. Like, not hurt, like, hurt me bad. I made myself into a conductor. I had one foot on the fucking tub full of water, and then I was grounding myself on the fucking porcelain sink, but then I started touching the fucking metal ring, which turned me back into a conductor, and then I grabbed the light fixture and pulled it. So, you know, it sends a little shock through. It fucking got me. It knocked me back in the tub, right? My grandpa comes flying in there, dude. He's like frantic as fuck. He yanks me out of the you know, bath water. What have I told you about trying to shut the damn light off yourself? Swats me twice. Dude, before I could even start crying, I look over and he's fluently crying tears. No? He starts, like, you know how, like, a little kid cries, you know, they get the shuddered breathing? He starts shuddering. He says, see, what you made me do? Like, I remember standing there naked, dude, like, wait. You know what I mean? I'm standing there like, wait. Like, you know, as a kid, you get your ass busted, you cry, not the person that spanked you. So I'm standing there like, looking at my grandpa coming there, she's like, what happened? I'm like, I pulled the pole light, and she was like, Michael LeGrand, how many times have I told you to quit doing that? Like, you know, you shocked yourself, you could have got hurt. She looks over at her, you know, my grandpa, she's like, oh, Doug, take your ass downstairs. He's just still standing there crying. No, it's my grandpa. My grandpa was, he was a tough guy. I mean, he was in he was in everything but the Merchant Marines. He was in the Air Force. He was in the Air Force. He was in the fucking Army. You name it. Everything but the Merchant Marine. He even did a stint in the Coast Guard. One, my dad wasn't around, so me and my grandpa were real close. Like, the man I am today has a lot to do with him. I get my first name from him. You know, Douglas was his name. He was an alcoholic, really bad, but not like violent or nothing. He just, you know, he drank. But like, for instance, you know, speaking of him being in the military, I used to try to sneak into the living room and watch TV on the weekends, late at night. And I remember, like, the first time my grandpa caught me. Mind you, he's dead asleep. Like, he was laying on the couch, on his back, snoring. Because, I mean, the first thing I did was I walked up, you know, to make sure he was kind of asleep. And then I fucking, you know, I grabbed the remote from by him, you know, hurry up, sat in the recliner, and turned the TV on. Out of nowhere, he starts talking to me. He's like, Michael, what are you doing? So I turned and look at him, expecting to be like him to sit up. Dude, he's still, like, when he said, he was like, Michael, what are you doing? And then he started snoring again. What the fuck? I'm like, Grandpa, are you awake? He was like, yeah. I'm like, but you're snoring. He was like, well, I'm not really awake. I'm asleep. He was like, but I see you, or some shit. And I'm like, what? He's like, now go back to bed. I'm like, all right. Like, no, dude, no. Look, the next morning I get up, we're sitting there eating, because it's a weekend, you know, Saturday, we got oatmeal on the weekends. My grandpa, you know, I love my grandpa's oatmeal. My grandpa made awesome oatmeal. But, he's making my oatmeal. I asked him, I'm like, Grandpa, you remember last night? He was like, yeah, when you came in the living room, thought you were going to watch TV. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, were you asleep? He was like, yeah. He says, what do you think? I snore awake? I'm like, never heard you do that before. I'm like, how can you sleep and talk? He says, you spend that many, you know, nights on the battlefield in a foxhole, you learn to sleep with one eye open. He was like, and then eventually you learn to sleep but be awake. And you know what I mean? Now that I'm an older, like, and I know a little bit more about war, and not that I know it personally, but I got so many friends that have served and have seen what I've seen. It makes sense. Like, he trained his. Oh well, no. It's what makes sense to him crying is he was a soft guy, and there's history for that. My mom and my Uncle Joe didn't have a great relationship with him. And me and my grandpa were real close. So yeah, like when he had to get on me for real, it broke his heart, not mine. He hated to get on me, or you know, he wanted me and him to be friends all the time, you know? Like, we were to always be friends, and it's not that simple. But, right, but, like, he trained his brain to be able to sleep, but at the same time be alert enough to hear people. You know what I'm saying? Like, you and my grandpa probably served together, my guy. Because he fought in the Korean War as well. Oh, well, actually, both my grandpas fought in the Korean War. Both of them. Douglas Durham. He was known at that time probably as Douglas the Goat Durham. I think that's when he was in the Navy. No, he passed. Oh, he passed 2001? Oh, dude, he looked at me and my mom 2 days before the year 2000. It was 2 days before New Year's Day. He looks at me and my mom and he says, I don't want to be here. He says, I want to go home. I don't want to be here. My mom looked at him. My mom's like, Dad, like, there ain't nowhere for you to go. Like, you know, because all our families from North Carolina, all his families had been passed. Uncle Junior, Great Uncle Junior had just passed like a year or two before that. I told you about him. He was the one that decorated in the military, but every time he got his stripes, he would get into it with a superior and lose them. Like, career military and a great fucking, you know, career soldier. Like, he didn't, you know, he served the whole time, wasn't discharged dishonorably or nothing. It's just that every time he would get that promotion to actually, like, lead men, he would fuck it up. Not by purpose, but, like, out of an order, like, leave them men behind. Nope, not doing that, I'm going to get him. Like, or do this, you know, kill that guy. Nope, I fucking used him as bait and fucking, you know, capture this fucking unit, or whatever, you know. He was always getting in trouble. But what my grandpa meant about the I don't want to be here no more is all his family was gone. He looked at my mom, he says, I love you, Michael. He said, I love you, LK. He called my mom LK because her name was Linda K. Durham. He says, I love you, LK. He says, but I don't, he says, I'm afraid to see what the year 2000 brings. Because I took him as like a Y2K fanatic. I thought he was afraid. No, he just, look at the youth now. The way the youth is what my grandpa was afraid about. You know what I'm saying? Like, back in my grandpa's day, you worked. You took care of your shit. You know what I mean? And nowadays, you know, you got a lot of pampered ass, spoon-fed kids. I don't know. I keep grabbing. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, he's the real reason I never served. He made me he made me promise. He made me promise not to join. And I almost broke that promise. On accident. I applied for a trucking job that ended up being for the National Guard. And I didn't know. It was just in the paper. It was some shit, they would train you, like, pay for your training and all that, and then fucking guaranteed you a job from 25 to 30 bucks an hour. You know, I was like 17, turning 18 at the time. Well, fuck it, why not? Like, I'll learn to be a truck driver. My Uncle Matt's a truck driver, you know what I'm saying? And then literally the next day, I called and applied. And then they explained, and I told them I wasn't interested, and a recruiter was at my door the next day. Like, literally, knock, knock, fucking, two big-ass fucking, you know, National Guard dudes and a chick. Oh, my mom freaked. My mom lost her shit. Fuck no. I'm like, Mom, just hear her out, you know what I'm saying? Like, it is a good job. My mom's like, I'm not fucking signing. She was like, you're gonna wait till you're fucking 18, I'm not fucking signing. Needless to say, she ended up signing. I just didn't sign my ASVAB. I took my ASVAB and I just didn't sign it. Cause see, that's what a lot of people fail to realize. If you accept and sign the ASVAB, that's basically signing a contract with the military. You're going. Because I've known a couple different people that took the ASVAB and then got yanked up a couple months later, didn't understand why, and tried to play the like, oh, I'm being drafted. They don't have the draft anymore. Like, no, when you take the ASVAB, you just turn it in. If you don't really plan on serving, don't sign that paper. Because she tried every fucking way from Sunday to get me to sign. I scored 6 points under Blackhawk Repair. She was like, we'll fast track your diploma and all that, because they were guaranteeing me a diploma, not a GED. They're like, oh, you know, you signed the contract, we'll fast track your diploma. She was like, and I guarantee you won't see no combat. Where do you want to go? My cousin Rusty was standing there like, he's looking at her, he's like, cuz she's lying to you. He was like, how can you say that to him? He was like, you can't do that. Oh, Kayla said she didn't see the message you sent earlier come through, just to let you know. It just showed up. Like, the only thing that was legit, she told me, was the signing bonus. I'd have got 20 grand. No, I didn't, well, the thing was, like, what made me nervous was the fact that she kept, like, making it sound like I wasn't, like, there was no way I would see active duty. And from my understanding from the friends that are around my age that have went and served, and are in the military now, you don't get a choice in the matter. You don't get to choose where you go. Even if you're a high rank, you do not choose where you go. Even if you score in at a high rank, like you could score in on the ASVAB as P5, you're still not fucking going where you want. You're going where they send you. It's that simple. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was, like, the thought was intriguing of, like, kind of seeing the world. Something that I'd probably never be able to do outside of that. But, dude, I don't know. I think my grandpa would be partly right, because I'm a lot like him and a lot like my family. I would end up in Fort Leavenworth, or I'd never really be able to make a career out of it because my conscience would prevent me. You know, you got people that follow orders and you got people that do the right thing. And unfortunately, the right thing isn't always what powers that be feel is the right thing, you know what I mean? Like I said, my great uncle Donald Ray kept getting fucking, you know, he'd get promoted and then demoted over stupid shit like leaving men behind or, you know, shit like that, you know. Yeah, I got two buddies, yeah, I know. Well, my buddy John was part of the 187. When they pulled Saddam out the hole, well, when they pulled all six of them guys out the holes, my buddy was there. That's cool. Yeah, well, no, that was Iraq. That's when we got Saddam. Afghanistan's like Operation Red Wing and shit like that, like, which kills me because so many people know about that, and they don't know that they know it. It's what they know it as is they know Lone Survivor, the movie and the book. Operation Red Wing was a fucking debacle, like, not literally just because it was our fault or anything. It's, dude, equipment fails sometimes. Afghanistan's got all that shale rock, which fucks with the SATCOMs and shit. Not to mention it's really rough terrain to fucking traverse. And what ended up happening is we sent 4 guys to ID 1 man who was supposed to have very limited people with him. And then 4 guys ended up finding the guy we were looking for, but he had a good like 300-400 militia with him. No, you're good. And you know what I'm saying? They ended up getting spotted, and all that weight of them fucking 300-400 men got fucking dropped on our guys. And then not only that, we tried to send a QRF to go get them, but them soldiers were prepared. They shot down a fucking canoe full of like fucking 40 men. Oh yeah, dude, we lost like, I want to say like close to 50 people in a day, in one incursion. I mean, in that being said though, like, this shouldn't be saw as a victory, but we did get good resolution with people in Pakistan though at that time, because there's a group of people there, and they're called the Padaswali. They're Afghani people, or I said Pakistan, Afghanistan, my bad. They're Afghani people that they have an oath that, like, no matter what your religion or creed is, say you were an American soldier in Afghanistan and the Taliban was after you, and you run into a Padaswali village, they would protect you just on the honor. They believe that nobody should be pursued by any greater force. Like, if a man's being pursued by 1 man, that's that man's problem. But if a man's being pursued by 40 men, and he's by himself and no way to defend himself against 40 men, the Padaswali could justly let something like that happen. And what ended up happening is the real guy, Marcus Wright, stumbled into their area and he was found by the leader of the village. So the dude took him in, and then the Taliban, of course, found out he was there and fucking tried to come take him. And the Padaswali was like, no, fuck you. But with true to fact though, the Taliban had just walked into that per se village, or that said village, and killed somebody for just hearing that they were a sympathizer with America. Like, they were talking to American soldiers. So they just came in, fucking yanked him out of his house, took him to the edge of the village, and chopped his head off. The leader of the village, it pissed him off. So when Marcus Wright ended up stumbling into the area, he took him in and was like, fuck that, I can't let this guy, sit like this. He was all bucked up. He had been shot a couple of times. He had shrapnel from RPGs all in his legs and torso. Oh, dude. Like, I watched a biography that's on a DVD for that movie, and the real Marcus Wright, it's a short interview, because you gotta think, dude, he lived that shit. Like, they show him the fight scene, and he can barely watch it. The fight scene from the movie with, it's got, Mark Wahlberg, fucking, it's got 4 really good actors, because the funny thing about that, one of them guys that died, take a wild guess what his last name is. Or, well, wait, you don't know what Kayla's last name is, do you? Okay, well, it's Dietz, right? The dude, one of the Dietz, it's actually diet with a Z. So how you spell diet, you just put a Z at the end. And that's Dietz, right? One of the guys that died in Operation Red Wing, that was one of the 4 guys we sent, his name was Danny Dietz. For the longest time, Kayla's family thought they were related. They're not. I didn't know that's as big of a name as it is. Like, Dietz is a big name, actually. Dietz is about as big as LeGrand is. Schneider is too. I went to school with Schneiders. No, Schneider. Not Snyder. Schneider. No. We had a kid that was nicknamed Snyder. I forget why. He was a couple grades. He was like my sister's grade. He's a couple grades above us. See, a lot of the school I remember, I didn't really pay attention to Carmen Ainsworth where I went for middle, because I didn't, of course, like I said, I didn't graduate, but Montrose was a big, like, if I'll say it like this, if I'd have stayed in Montrose and didn't move out of that school district, I'd have probably finished school. But, like, I don't know. Montrose is a small town. I'm not going to say there wasn't hazing and people didn't pick on people, but I don't know, I was on the football team. People didn't fuck with me too much. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wasn't super smart, people knew it, but I didn't get picked on for it. Shit, I thought I was dumb for a long time. I didn't, you know, until they evaluated me and explained that I had a learning disability. I just thought I was dumb. I just thought I was meant for, like, physical shit, you know? Well, no, no, my mom didn't know how to fucking, my mom had the same issues when my mom was in school. High school ended at 9th grade in North Carolina, so my mom graduated high school, but there was a lot of shit that, like, I would bring home. Like, when I went to Carmen, dude, and started doing algebra, my mom couldn't help me. My mom never did algebra before. She didn't know what the fuck that was. Like, Right. Well, it wasn't math, and what it was reading and, like, language arts and shit like that I was behind in. Which, because I had to make up for that, it made me behind in math and shit and other shit like that. And Montrose caught it early. You know what I'm saying? So they evaluated him, they're like, oh, dude, there's nothing wrong with him. He has an issue with reading. No wonder he scores off the charts with math, and you do some simple shit with reading, and he seems kind of confused. You know, I get my nouns and shit, and my adjectives and all that. I don't know. I know it, but I don't. I second guess myself all the time. You know what I'm saying? That's the dyslexia. You know what I'm saying? Not only do my letters and shit flip around when I'm reading sometimes, but I second guess the fuck out of myself. But when I moved in, you know, I started going to Flushing and then Carmen Ainsworth, they didn't have programs like that for, you know, like, their idea was like, okay, we'll give him an hour, give him an extra hour. Yeah, but if I don't understand, if you're not explaining to me how to do it, how do I do it? You know what I'm saying? Like, well, see, he probably had the tutors and shit he needed, though, and access to them. Like, Carmen, I literally had a teacher in Carmen Ainsworth look at me and go, you're the kind of kids we need. She was like, why do you think we have classes like this? You're the kind of kids that ain't gonna be shit. She said that to me, bro. I looked at the two people next to me, bro, and I just got the fuck up and walked out. Like, yep, I'm done. I walked right to the counselor's office. Sign me out. No, that was Michigan. That was Carmen Ainsworth. How do you fire a substitute, though? That whole hour, that hour, cause see, they put me in when I came from Montrose to Carmen, cause this is how it went. I went Montrose from, like, first till I want to say, like, third, and then we had ended up moving, and then I ended up in Flushing, and they tried to they put me in a grade and then tried to hold me back, and then we ended up moving again, and I ended up back closer to Montrose, so I went back to Montrose, was in fucking third, I was back in third grade for like a week, and they put me in fourth. I went from there to Carmen, and Carmen, like, when they read my transcripts, dude, I don't know if their idea to, like, deal with my dyslexia was to, like, give me advanced shit or not, but that's what they did. They gave me advanced science, advanced math, advanced language arts, advanced, and then they'd give me an extra hour, which was basically like having detention. I just have to stay an extra hour in after school. But then I had the substitute that just sat there. And if I raised my hand, it would, like, it literally had to be, like, I had to have a question. How do I ask you a question? Other than, I don't understand that, I don't know how to do this. Her exact words the first time was, it's not my job to literally break everything down and explain it how to do it. Wait, hold on. Then what the fuck is your job? You know what I'm saying? Like, I thought that, wait, I'm confused. You're a teacher, right? Yeah? That is your job. What? You know what I'm saying? Like, unfortunately, I made just as well as, like, the school was failing me at the time, when they put me in front of the school board, and when I presented all my proof of what was going on, they did a recess. We went home, and I got a letter like a week later from the school board saying that I could come back at my own choice. I was 16 by then. What do you think I chose? I didn't go back. I figured, fuck it, I don't need school. I know plenty of people that didn't go to school and fucking got good jobs. You know what I'm saying? But that was then. By the time I hit 18, then it was like, oh, well, you need, you know, we changed shit around. Now you need to, you know, you basically need a diploma to flip a burger. No, it's just what irritated me was, like, I think at an adolescent mind, I thought, you don't need school at all. There's no use for what they teach you in school, because you don't learn, or I mean, you don't use 90% of it in the real world. I was wrong. No, okay, here's the thing. You don't use half of what they teach you in school. But you know it. And it also shows that you're a team player. You're willing to take the time with stuff, and you know what I'm saying? And like here's another thing that I started to learn getting older. You got a lot of places of employment that like hiring GED people, not diploma people. Not that either one's better than the other than the fact they like the fact that you have them people that do go back and get their GED. It shows that they're not above, you know what I'm saying, going back. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I looked at, you know, you got a lot of people that probably look at GED as it's just like, it is the same thing as a diploma. And it is just as good, because a lot of employment places do look at it like that. Like, you know what, yeah, he did drop out, but look, in fucking 2017, he went back and fucking took the test and got his GED. Like, shit. You know, because like I said, when we first went down and applied for, you know, the classes and shit, and like they gave me that test, you know what I'm saying? She was like, wow, she was like, you consistently just keep scoring higher. She was like, you definitely, like, she was like, you're paying attention. I was like, but a lot of the stuff on, you know, the GED, as far as like math and shit go, and some of the language shit is just common sense. For a long time I was into bikes. Like, yeah, like bicycles, like BMX, but like high-end like BMX bikes, like Haros, Dynos, Redlines, you know. Not the bikes you go buy at Walmart or Myers. Like custom order stuff. Here's the thing, a lot of the things that I was really, really good at as a teen and a young adult, I can't do anymore because of my bones. Because I have spinal stenosis. Degenerative back. Discs and curvature of spine. Well, buddy, when I'm able to worry about just that part of my life and focus on that area, go ahead, send me that stuff and I will look into it. But you know what I'm saying? Like, and no, I get it. But it's like, it's funny, hold on, I'm trying to get Kayla to snap a picture so she can put it on fucking the PlayStation of Junior. He's got stickers all over. Can you hear me? I don't want him to hear me talking because then he's gonna know. He don't hear me right now. Dude, he's got them all over his fingers. Yeah, no, yeah, we're gonna, that's dude, he's just playing fucking stickers. He just caught her. He caught her taking a picture. Yeah. Yeah, we'll post it here in a sec, yeah. This guy, he's silly as shit, man. Dude, they both have their streaks where they're just, I don't, man. Bro. But no. It makes me laugh though, for real, some of the shit that like people worry about, compared to like people in my position compared to people that like don't have to really worry about anything. You know what I'm saying? Like here I'm like, damn dude, oh my god, I gotta figure out how to pay fucking consumers, I gotta pay my internet bill, my kids need to fucking have their teeth fucking cleaned and fucking probably, you know, some shit done to their teeth, and I need to do this, and they need shoes, and then you got this person who are like, oh man, like, I wonder what, you know, should I take Pilates, or should I, like it'd be some, like, and they'll be really stressed about that shit. Like, it'd be some, like, dumb shit, though. And you're just like, dude. Like, come on. Like, I wish I could prioritize my health more. But, like, here's the thing. Here's the stock I come from. It ain't my job to live forever for them. And to, like, them to have me forever. My job's to prepare them the best I can by the time they're, like, 20, because in my line, in my family, where I come from, we're a lot of workers that work, you know, 2-3 jobs, and, like, maybe live to be our, you know, in our 50s and 60s, like, you know, you're talking to some mountain folk here, guy. Mountain folk. Okay, I'm just saying, all my family's from, like, yeah, but, like, coal mines, and, like, all I'm saying here's, like, my family worked real poor and lived real poor. I don't know how your bloodline goes. Like, I know a good amount about my bloodline. I know as far as we go back, like, now on my dad's side, there's some, like, big shit that happened there. Like, kind of. I guess if you can call, like, being servants of royalty big shit. like we were royalty. We just, cause you know, like the czars of Russia didn't just let people serve them that were just like, you know, whoever. You know, you had to be somebody. So on my dad's side, you know, there's like, you know, blue blood or whatever you call it, but my mom's side, we're a lot of like bottom feeders, you know, as far as like bloodline, you know. No, I'm just saying I accept, but some people have a problem accepting where they come from. I don't. I know I'm capable of being more. I know I can be. But my thing is, I'm okay with if I, like, just can't achieve certain shit in life to where it's like, okay, I don't get my health on par real good. To where it's like, I live forever. Like, you know what, man? You know, no, well, I can't say forever. You know what I'm saying, though, like, my family just, I don't think we've ever worried about, like, health too much. It's more like, you know, dude, maybe that's a bad thing, though. Hear me out, maybe that's a bad thing, though, because, I mean, fuck, a lot of my family members died of cancer and shit, so. And from, you know, a lot of it was probably from smoking. Fuck. Like, my grandma was on back-to-back oxygen, and still, you know, had lung cancer and still smoked. You know how many times that woman lit her oxygen cord on fire? And, like, blew fire in front of me as a kid? Dude, like, turn over and look, grandma's breathing fire, you're like, oh shit, grandma, you're too. She'd be like, don't say a word. Like, I just was letting you know you were on fire. I'm not gonna say anything else. Like, I'm gonna just turn here and go back to watching Golden Girls with you. Excuse me. We're missing our scene. It's back on, grandma. Like, skip it. Try not to get yourself in trouble real quick, but yeah, dude. The only thing that they really quit good was alcohol. Until I got a good job, I'm not going to be able to afford good health care, is all I'm saying. We live in America, guy. I'm just a realist, dude. No. You just misconstrue shit. That's all. I do get down. But I think we all do. But, like, I'm just a realist, dude, I know. That's why, like, I'm afraid to ever become rich. Because I probably wouldn't be rich long. Now, if I became wealthy, I'd probably be able to keep that. But, like, rich, just, like, a couple mil, I don't know. I'd get lost in helping who I could that deserve it. Give me a pillow, honey. Because, I tell you, dude, I know some people that out there that just, man, just need a break. You know what I'm saying? They just need that break. They're, you know, it's not even like they're the type of people that they don't ask for help. That's the thing about it. They don't think they need the help either. They know they need the break, but they just can't find it anywhere. You know? Hard-working people. They just... I swear to... if I ever became really wealthy, I'd just buy a bunch of land. Is what I'd do, for real, for real. And just... You know what I'm saying? Like... It wouldn't even have to be in the same area. Just a different... You know what I'm saying? I just... The people, you know, that I really care about, I'd be like, look, where are you at? Like, alright... Start going to the market, you know, land market there. Like, I bought this area, go build some shit. Here's some money. Here you go. Fucking... Oh, well, of course, I mean... All I'm saying, look, see, I would, you know what I mean? You know what? No, I get what you're saying, but most people would they would either do one of two things. They would do, see what the way I'm making it sound. Of course, I would take care of myself, but a lot of people, when they get wealthy, they either blow it, or they become all about themselves and their immediate and their thing. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, I feel like you, if you were to become wealthy, I feel it's your responsibility to try to uplift people around you. Now, don't go out of your way and hurt yourself doing it. No, but I'm saying, I feel like it's your, as a person that has wealthy means, and now you're capable of helping, somebody else that needs it and deserves it. It's your responsibility to do so. And I'm not, I just, and that's my opinion. I'm not saying I'm right or wrong, I know I definitely invest in small business, so. Look at that. Can I? Hold on. Yeah. Okay, it's the way my guy looks. I rolled and then paused the game. And my guy's leg looks all fucked up. Like I'm about to do a weird dance. Not yet, I will. I just kind of started fucking with my system again. We're basically done smoking now. Oh. Oh shit. Oh yeah, we probably should. I was gonna say we probably shouldn't smoke because you can't smoke in my home. You should. Oh, but if you want to save it, you probably can. Talk about hard, dude. You see what I'm doing now? This is hard. And I'm doing it with a broke-ass sword. Nah, bro. This is hard. Out though, he just kind of hopped in the stream and saw me kind of fucking around. I wasn't even really playing it. Now I'm playing. And all I'm dude, alright, I'll put it like that. If he breathes on me, dude, I'm gonna die. I got this set real life. If he hits me with that axe, he's gonna kill me. What happens? If you've seen the guy, you know what I'm talking about. This guy's got a big ass axe. If he hits me with that, it's gonna kill me. Armor or not, bro, it's gonna fuck me up.
Damn.
Kill me. So I have to really. Oh shit. Ooh, I should even have did that straight, but I had
He's opening a passage.
Stay calm. Focus.
Fuck. This isn't there, dude. Well, no, it's just now I got 3 other things I gotta fight now. Why he heals himself up. Thank God my guy's basically.
Geralt!
I'm like what Gandalf would be from Lord of the Rings if he was actually like really badass and could fight. What's up, big guy? Missing me. Oh, you don't want this big bitch to kiss you, bro. His face is a skull. Oh, they did good with the remake. At least they didn't try to like just like clean like the pixel up and just like resell it, you know? Because the original was good, don't get me wrong. I'm just saying at least that's what they didn't try to be like, oh, and just basically reskin it. They actually like tried to make it somewhat new. Being a bitch. You should look at this shit. This is how badass your boy is. Got the AI back to the boy. The AI is just like, I don't want to do it. Well, I will say I do have a little help. I got a mage with me. She keeps like pelting him with shit that ain't really doing damage to him, but it's like stunning him and shit. Hit me that time though. But I had clean that stops the damage. So fucking cast it again. Yeah, I got him this time.
look around.
That's how
My
a
Nicholas
boss does
Skate,
this
this
shit,
looks like
bro.
the elves' laboratory.
Ow, that's how it's done, son. What? Yeah, no, she like left as soon as you kind of like made it to it. Save this shit, son. And I did that shit without ever lowering my difficulty. I almost did earlier though. I ain't even gonna lie. I kind of was like getting a little flustered because I ain't played it in a long time. I was like, fuck. And I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna do it. Because I don't want to. And I didn't. Sweet. No. Did you? Are you sure? Are you sure? Are you sure you didn't? You could've. Okay, I'm just saying. I wouldn't judge you if you did. You'd still be my homie. Is it kinda like Frogger? Is it? Is it really? No way. You're lying. You're lying. Don't lie to me. Don't you lie to me, son. Ooh, I found dwarven spirits. Ooh, I found some olives, I think.
Alright, let's watch this message.
Let's watch this message.
Tyrell, this place is no longer safe. Do not tarry here long. Trust no one. And above all, beware the witches of Crookback Bog. Try to reach the place where last we were together.
Where last we were together, not much to go on. Damn it.
Perhaps it's best he didn't leave a clearer message. The Wild Hunt broke in here. Surely they saw the projection.
They searched everything, and if they had more time, they'd probably have torn the place to the ground. But that doesn't change the fact that we haven't learned anything. Not about the elf, not about Ciri.
Well, we know they were well acquainted and traveling together.
Wonder why they split up.
Perhaps because the Wild Hunt was on the elf's trail, and Ciri would be safer if they did.
The witches of Crookback Swamp.
Crookback Bog.
Kira, if you're hiding something...
But I didn't say...
Why didn't you say anything earlier? I told you Ciri had a run-in with a witch.
Well, I had no idea you meant then. If I'd told you something, you would have rushed off to find them. But we needed first to confirm that Ciri was here, didn't we? I shall tell you everything now, of course.
Now, after I safely led you through the cave.
I can't believe you'd think so poorly of me. Perhaps you do bear a grudge against sorceresses.
Mm-hmm. Can't imagine where that comes from. You know these witches?
I've never met them, but I've read of them. In an old manuscript I found in one of the huts in the village. It mentions the village witches venturing into Crookback Bog at times to liaise between the villagers and the crones, the ladies of the wood. The crones appear to be intolerant of outsiders, but they help the local folk. Apparently, they stopped the spread of the plague in Bellon.
What's your take on this?
I'd love to shrug it off as the nattering of so many old women, yet throughout my first fortnight in Bellon, I had horrible nightmares. Something was calling me out into the swamps. One night, I decided to enter the dream consciously, render it lucid. I confronted the thing directly. It broke contact at once. Peaceful nights ever since.
How do I find them?
The swamps are vast, dangerous, but they say the crones mark the way for peasants who wish to visit them. The manuscript mentions a chapel in Crookback Bog, and from that chapel one must follow a trail of treats.
Treats?
Of course. They didn't read you bedtime stories at Clare Morgan. All normal folk know that witches live in gingerbread houses poised atop chicken legs.
I'll have to see that to believe it.
Take the tome and read it. I truly do believe you'll find Ursula. All right then. As a start, let's look for a way out of here.
Good idea.
Why do we even come?
What's this?
The potion I gave him. Seems he saw a use for it. Drank it. Well.
Mysterious mage herbalist. Strange. My medallion's trembling, but there's nothing here. What's with this wall?
It's an illusion. I sensed it as well. I expected we might run into such things, so I brought this.
Meaning what?
The Eye of Nahalani. It dispels illusions. It's easy enough to build, so you're welcome to this one. It's bound to come in handy. And each time it does, you will think of me.
Huh. Thanks.
Simple, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Let's see where the passage leads.
Do you feel that? A flow of fresh air from the left. Must be an exit that way.
Good. Let's get out of here.
Wait, there's still the magic lamp.
The magic what now?
Lamp. The elf promised it to me in exchange for my help. And since his return here seems doubtful, I must retrieve it myself. If I can find it, that is. Will you help?
Yeah, I'll help.
Splendid. Come then.
Gavella Glan.
We're certain to find something here. another damned riddle to me.
Inscription here.
Show me.
Can you translate the inscription? I can decipher maybe a third, but that third doesn't make much sense.
Give me a minute. I was never any good at the high variant of the Elder Speech. Alright. This might seem a bit literal. I'm afraid I can't replicate its sophisticated internal rhymes.
Just translate it to make sense.
4 guardians, 4 flames, standing proud in a line. The first to light his fire dared not march on the end.
No.
The second,
Dude, I've played
by
this
the
before.
first, played a woeful lament.
I played this
The
before.
third
So.
kept close to his faithful beast. The fourth marched not beside the first, yet like the second played a tune, and thus they stood o'er their queen, who slept beneath flickering stars.
Sounds like a riddle, all right. All right, let's see if we can solve this.
I don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
Great. How long is that? Wait.
Seems we did something wrong. Gavella Glad. Seems we did something wrong. Gavella Glad. Gavella Glad.
What was that inscription again?
4 guardians, 4 flames, standing proud in a line. The first, to light his fire, dared not march on the end. The second, beside the first, played a woeful lament. The third kept close to his faithful beast. The fourth marched not beside the first, yet like the second played a tune. And thus they stood o'er their queen. Gavella Glan. Wait. Something just happened.
Behind that wall, a movement.
Simple, isn't it?
Let's see where the passage leads.
Do you...
Good.
Wait, there's still the magic lamp.
The magic what now?
Lamp. The...
Yeah, I'll...
Split. Gavella Glan. We're certain to find something here. Looks like another damned riddle to me.
Inscription here.
Show me.
Can you...
Give me...
Just...
For the... and...
Mind repeating the riddle?
4 guardians, 4 flames, standing proud in a line. The first to light his fire dared not march on the end. The second, by the first, played a woeful lament. The third kept close to his faithful beast. The fourth marched not beside the first, yet, like the second, played a tune, and thus they stood o'er their queen, who slept beneath flickering stars.
Yeah, I'm here.
Alright, let's...
Give me a sec, let me solve this riddle, and I'll play a couple. So it's this. Okay, it's this. So the second guy played a tune. So it's this one.
Wait. Something just happened.
Behind that wall, a movement. Let's try it. Just gotta figure out the order.
4 statues, each like the other. did something wrong. Whose grave is it? What do you think? No inscription, sadly.
Sign of the gull. If I didn't already know where she was buried, I'd guess this is Laura Doran's sepulcher.
Perhaps it's a monument to her.
Can't see the elves commemorating her this way. Heroine of a tragic legend to some, but most see her as a traitor to her race, who got her just desserts for marrying Cregennan of Laud.
Perhaps the elven mage is Lara's kin. It would explain why he's helping Ciri.
Possible. This what you're looking for?
Uh-huh.
So what's it supposed to do?
I hope I'll be able to activate it. Let's leave this place, shall we?
Place of power. Should draw from it.
I thought a place of power. mean, if you want, just hold on a sec. Yeah, I'm almost there. I just gotta... Gotta get this chica out where she wants to be. I think...
Magic. A place of power.
You're out of the shower now. Sound like a little girl. Crying over a shower.
Well, no, getting out. I'm cold. I'm scared. He's got this thing where it's like, when he don't like something, it's like, I'm scared.
Someone placed an illusion here.
He keeps saying it. It's time to go to bed. Go get in your bed. I'm scared. Or go watch your movie. I'm scared. It's either that or it's boring.
But it was... Do you intend to venture into...
That's my favorite now.
You must tell
I
me
don't
about
like
it afterwards.
Kool-Aid.
Don't know that I'll get
It's
the chance.
boring.
Geralt, there are two types of men. Those who see opportunity and take advantage, and those who forge the opportunities
Gonna
themselves.
talk about boring, bro.
I've always seen you as an example of the latter. Besides, I've a favour to ask you.
You're just guy.
So, visit me sometime?
I don't like that movie. It's boring. Oh my god. Dude, I know. That's like I was like, how is it boring? He was like, cuz. I'm like, cuz why? He was like, cuz. Like, yeah, you don't even know what the fuck boring is.
I'll try.
In that case, I shall be waiting.
See ya, Kira.
This chick wants my guy. Kira, the mage, and then she wants Geralt. She wants him in a bad way. She's like, Geralt's the man. This guy. Come on, David. I don't care about filters, game. I hit the wrong button. God. I hit the wrong button. Idiot. Oh. God. Put some olives and some peppers. Boom. Alright, I'll call my horse. I had to call my horse. Now I'm gonna save it. Yeah, I'm about to hop off here now and load up some Black Ops to play Blackout. Then the schools.
Run, Junior, stop!
Oh my god, Junior.